Letsile Tebogo is the Olympic champion. He has the gold medal, the record, and the title. But Kenny Bednarek has already beaten him once this season. And now, on July 4th at one of the fastest tracks on the planet, they are set to go head-to-head again. The question is not just who wins. The question is what that result tells us about who actually owns the 200 meters right now. To understand what is on the line in Eugene, you need to understand who Letsile Tebogo is and what he has already done. Tebogo is 23 years old. He is from Botswana. And on August 8, 2024, he ran the 200 meters in Paris in 19.46 seconds to win the Olympic gold medal. That performance was not just a win. It was Botswana's first ever Olympic gold in any event. The entire country got a half-day public holiday. That is the kind of moment Tebogo created. The sport rewarded him for it. At the end of 2024, World Athletics named him Men's Track Athlete of the Year. Now, 2025 was not the smoothest ride. At the World Championships in Tokyo, Tebogo was disqualified from the 100 meters final after a false start. He then ran the 200 meters final and finished fourth, behind Noah Lyles, Bednarek, and Brian Lavelle. That stung. After being the best 200-meter runner in the world in Paris, he left Tokyo without a medal in either sprint event, but he bounced back. At the 2025 Prefontaine Classic, right here at Hayward Field in Eugene, Tebogo won the 200 meters in 19.76. That was the world lead at the time. On the same track where this year's clash is happening, he showed he could still deliver when the field is stacked. Then 2026 arrived. His first 200 of the season was in Rabat at the end of May. He ran 19.96 and finished second. He was beaten by Bednarek. Less than 2 weeks later in Oslo in cold conditions, Tebogo won the 200 meters in 19.84. He controlled that race from the gun and eased up before the line. So where does that leave him? He is back to winning. His form is building. And he is coming into Eugene as the reigning Olympic champion. But the man standing across from him on July 4th is not backing down. Kenny Bednarek has been chasing this moment for years, and in 2026, it looks like he might actually be ready to take it. Bednarek is 27 years old, from Rice Lake, Wisconsin. He has won 2 Olympic silver medals in the 200 meters, first in Tokyo, then in Paris. Both times he was right there, close enough to touch the gold, but not close enough to take it. He has a personal best of 19.57 seconds, one of the fastest times in the history of the event. His 2025 season continued that pattern. He won silver at the World Championships in Tokyo behind Lyles. He won the Grand Slam track title. He finished the year as one of the most decorated 200-meter runners on the circuit. Then 2026 hit, and Bednarek came out sharp. In Rabat on May 31st, he opened his 200-meter season and immediately set a meeting record. He ran 19.69 and finished 0.27 seconds clear of Tebogo. That is not a close race. That is a statement. A week earlier in Stockholm, he had also won the 200 in 19.87. Now here is the part that matters for Eugene. Bednarek ran 19.59 at Hayward Field during the 2024 U.S. Championships. That is the 4th fastest time in stadium history. He knows that track. He has gone fast there before, and right now, his form in 2026 has been more consistent than Tebogo's. If you are looking at this purely from a form perspective, Bednarek is the man to beat walking into July 4th. Here is the thing about Tebogo and Bednarek. Neither of them owns the other. This rivalry does not have a clear winner. It has a pattern. And that pattern is what makes July 4th so hard to call. Paris 2024. 4 months later, Bednarek runs 19.67 and wins the Diamond League final. Tebogo finishes behind him. The score is level. Tokyo 2025. World Championships 200 meters final. These two have traded wins back and forth across the biggest races in the sport. There is no head-to-head dominance. There is no pattern that clearly favors one over the other. What there is genuine competition, and that is exactly what makes July 4th at the Prefontaine Classic so significant. Because whoever comes out ahead here gets the momentum going into the second half of a season that has Brussels at the end of it. Bednarek has the better 2026 form, But Tebogo has already won at this exact venue. Now let's talk about the race itself, because this is not just two fast men showing up and running. Hayward Field in Eugene is one of the fastest tracks in the world. 2 of the 8 fastest 200-meter times in history have been run there. The curve is designed for speed. The conditions in July, warm weather, low wind, a packed stadium, are about as good as it gets in the regular Diamond League season. Bednarek is known for his curve running. When he gets that bend right, he comes off it with a lead that is almost impossible to close. In Rabat, he built his advantage in the first 100 meters, and Tebogo never had the space to chase him down. That is Bednarek's race. He gets out, he controls the bend, and he dares you to catch him on the straight. Tebogo's strength is different. He can close. His finishing speed is real. In Paris, he used that finishing speed to hold off Bednarek and Lyles when it mattered most. But to use that closing gear, he needs to be in the race coming off the bend. Tebogo needs a clean, aggressive start. He needs to stay close through the bend so that his finishing speed is actually a weapon rather than just damage control. Bednarek, on the other hand, needs to execute what he did in Rabat. Control the bend, get to the straight in front, and run his own race home. The conditions favor both men. The track favors both men. This one genuinely comes down to who executes on the day. This is not just a race. It is a positioning match for everything that follows. The 2026 Diamond League Final takes place in Brussels in September. Tebogo has come close to winning that title 2 years in a row and missed both times. And right now, with 2 200-meter wins already in 2026, he is building the kind of form that wins Diamond League titles. But beyond Brussels, both men are already thinking further ahead. The LA 28 Olympics are 2 years away. Every result at this level, every time you beat your main rival in a big race, shapes how the sport sees you and how you see yourself heading into an Olympic cycle. Whoever wins in Eugene does not automatically become the favorite for Brussels or LA. But they do take the psychological edge in this rivalry for the next several months. And in a rivalry this close, that edge matters. Letsile Tebogo is the Olympic champion. He has proven more than once that he can win when the weight of the moment is at its heaviest. But Kenny Bednarek has already beaten him this season, has already shown that 2026 might be running on his schedule, not Tebogo's. On July 4th at Hayward Field, both of them get another answer. This rivalry does not have a clear winner yet. But after Eugene, it gets one step closer to one. Who do you have in this race? Tebogo or Bednarek? Drop your take in the comments below.